You won't believe what the Cincinnati Bengals are up to now. Just when fans thought the offseason moves were winding down, the Bengals are back in action, eyeing another potential free agent to strengthen their squad. There's a clear strategy unfolding, and we're breaking it all down for you. But before we dive into the latest Bengals buzz, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss the latest Cincinnati football news. Now, let's get into it. What's brewing in Cincinnati? As off-season workouts roll into their next phase, the Bengals are making moves. And this one might surprise you. The team welcomed veteran defensive tackle Montravius Adams for a visit earlier this week. Adams, who spent the last few seasons with the rival Steelers, now finds himself on the Bengals' radar. And it's not just a random visit, it points to a deeper, deliberate strategy. With BJ Hill nursing a left foot injury and no defensive tackles taken in last month's draft, the Bengals clearly have a gap to address. Adams, having gone toe-to-toe with Cincinnati multiple times over the past 3 seasons, is no stranger to this squad, and that familiarity might just work in his favor. But there's more to the story. Adams has a history with members of the Bengals' current coaching staff, and that kind of connection matters, especially when the team is looking for plug-and-play contributors who already understand the system. This isn't just a visit, it's a signal. The Bengals are still in win-now mode, and they're making sure the defensive front stays strong, deep, and ready. Here's where things get even more interesting. Montravius Adams isn't just another name on the market. He's got deep ties to Bengals defensive line coach Jerry Montgomery. Back in 2017, Adams was a third-round pick by the Green Bay Packers. And guess who was coaching there at the time? That's right, Montgomery. Adams spent his entire rookie contract under his guidance, learning the system, refining his skills, and even lining up in practice against Lucas Patrick, who also just signed with Cincinnati this offseason. This pattern isn't a coincidence. The Bengals' free agency approach in 2024 has made one thing clear: familiarity breeds trust. While some might argue the team hasn't made splashy offseason moves, they've clearly focused on bringing in veterans with direct ties to their staff, guys who already speak the Bengals language. That trust factor, it matters, especially for depth pieces like Adams, who'd likely slot in as the 5th defensive tackle on the roster, barring any setbacks with BJ Hill. Adams' connection to Montgomery, much like TJ Slayton's, could give him a real edge over other free agents. The Bengals aren't just filling holes. They're building a room where everyone knows their role and knows who they're working with. In a way, this locker room feels like a tightly run fraternity. And if you're going to get in, you'd better know someone at the door. Adams? He knows Coach Montgomery. That might just be his ticket. All signs point to this move getting done. The Bengals have followed this playbook before. Just look at how they handled Lucas Patrick's signing back in March. The visit came first, and the deal followed soon after. With Montravius Adams, the pattern looks familiar. Of course, bringing Adams on board would mean someone else has to go. The 90-man roster doesn't make exceptions. A spot has to open. Who might that be? Jermaine Pratt's name has surfaced in speculation, especially given the quiet around his status lately. Whether it's a trade or release, the situation with Pratt remains unclear. But one thing is certain: Cincinnati knows they need more depth at defensive tackle. They didn't address it in the draft. BJ Hill is rehabbing. And Adams? He checks the most important box. He's trusted by the coaching staff. At this point in the offseason, it's not about flashy signings. It's about smart, strategic moves. And this one fits the Bengals mold perfectly.